So you've got a systematic investment plan. An SIP? That's fantastic. You're already on a great path to building wealth. But what if I told you there's a simple little tweak, a small change in habit, that could put that whole journey into hyperdrive? We're going to explore exactly what that is, right now.
Just let that quote sink in for a second. We're not just talking about being wealthier. We're talking about getting there 10 years faster. This is the powerful idea we're going to unpack. And it really makes you wonder, right? How on earth is that even possible with just one tiny change?
Well, to really get the solution, we first have to talk about a problem that, honestly, most investors don't even realize they have. It's this quiet, kind of hidden issue that could be capping your financial growth without you even noticing it.
And that's what we're told to do, isn't it? Set it and forget it. It's good advice. So we start an SIP for, let's say, 10,000 rupees a month. We automate it, and we feel great about being so responsible. And for years and years, that exact same amount just keeps flowing out of our account month after month.
Okay, but here's the critical question you've got to ask yourself. While that SIP amount has been totally frozen in time, has your life? Has your career? What about your salary? I mean, if you started that SIP a few years ago, you're probably investing a 2015 amount with a 2025 income. Just think about that disconnect for a moment.
And this is what creates what we can call the widening gap. You can almost picture it, right? This ever-growing space between your static, unchanging investment and your dynamic, hopefully growing, income. Every single year you get a raise, but your investment stays the same. That means your wealth creation engine is actually falling behind what you're capable of.
But, and this is the really good news, there is an incredibly simple and elegant solution to closing this gap, and it's called the Step-Up SIP.
So what is it? It's really, really simple. A step-up SIP is just a plan where you commit to increasing your contribution by a small fixed percentage each and every year. The most common one, and probably the most effective, is 10%, because that lines up really nicely with a typical annual salary hike.
And the real genius here is just how simple it is. It just syncs up your investment habits with the reality of your life. As your income grows, your investment grows right along with it. You're no longer leaving your wealth creation stuck in the past. It's growing with you.
And the behavioral benefits of this are just huge. I mean, because the increase happens right after you get your annual raise, you barely even feel the pinch. You're just investing a tiny portion of your new income. It also helps you naturally fight against inflation. And the best part? You can automate the whole thing, basically putting your wealth acceleration on autopilot.
Okay, the theory sounds great, but what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's get to the numbers, because this is where the difference becomes, well, it's truly mind-blowing.
All right, so let's set up a totally fair comparison. Imagine two investors. They both start an SIP of 10,000 rupees a month. They both invest for 20 years, and let's assume they both get a pretty decent 12% average annual return. Now, the only difference, the only one, is that one person keeps their SIP flat while the other increases it by just 10% each year.
And boom, look at this. This chart says it all. After those 20 years, the fixed SIP investor has built a wonderful corpus of about 1 crore rupees. That's fantastic. But the step-up investor, they've managed to accumulate over 2.3 crores. That is a staggering difference from just one small annual change.
Let's just put a number on that to really let it hit home. That's a 130% increase in your final wealth, just by committing to a small, totally manageable increase each year. Our second investor has more than doubled their money in the exact same amount of time. So, the crucial takeaway is this: that small, disciplined action of adding a 10% annual increase is probably the most powerful lever you can pull to accelerate your wealth. It turns the power of compounding from a strong force into an almost unstoppable one.
So you've seen the why, you've seen the what, so now let's talk about the how. How do you actually put this into action? It is so much simpler than you think. Let's just call it your 10% pledge.
Here's the entire strategy. It's a 3-step habit. Step 1, your annual raise is your trigger. The moment you get that letter, you move to step 2. You open up your app and you increase your SIP amount by 10%. And finally, step 3, you set a calendar reminder to do it all over again next year. That's it. That's the whole habit.
You know, the best way to really feel the power of this is to make it real for yourself. Your very next step should be to find an online step-up SIP calculator. You can find them on sites like Grow or Bajaj Finserv. They're everywhere. Plug in your own numbers and see the difference with your own eyes. Personalize this journey.
So it all comes down to this one simple question, really. A pledge you can make to your future self right now.
Can you commit to aligning your investments with your own growth? Can you take the 10% pledge today and put yourself on the path to becoming wealthy faster? As we've just seen, the potential is absolutely huge. The choice is yours.